Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my talk show. I'm your host, Alan Rebel. On my show, Late Night with Rebel. Welcome back. We have an interview here, interview 256. It's going to be of Mimi. She's going to be coming out very soon, but before she comes out, I just want to explain again. If you have any questions, if you're in the Twitch chat, because this is a live stream, use the command !questions, and then when it comes time, in about an hour or so, we'll take your questions from the chat/audience. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Without further ado, let me introduce my guest coming from behind the curtains, Mimikyu. Woo! Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. If you'd like to take a seat next to me. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Here you are, at last.
I'm here at last.
Yeah. It's been a long time, since you and I had a good conversation. So I thought to myself, Kalos Road ended a while ago, and I was looking at who to interview, and I was like, maybe he's part of Kalos Road, and also a friend of mine. Let's interview her, and here you are.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. So for those, yeah. So without further ado, what's the best way for anyone who doesn't know who you are? What's the best way to describe yourself? Describe like your channel, your personality, things like that. Quick rundown.
Oh, geez. Well, I guess I'm a bit of a VTuber, although I mostly just do VR chat content.
Mm-hmm.
A demon, obviously. I just kind of like to find fun things to do. My whole thing with VR chat is to like world exploration, causing chaos and finding funny bits to do with friends, and like every now and then I'll play other games. Like lately it's been Half-Life Alyx, but mostly just VR chat content. It's been pretty fun.
Awesome. So one of the biggest questions I like to ask, and it's always an interesting question, how did you decide on your name, Mimikyu?
Oh, that is a great question. It was kind of inspired by the Pokemon.
Okay.
But is, legally distinct from the name.
Of course. Yeah.
And yeah, Mimi is just it's my typical nickname, and I wanted to find something I could add on to it to make it a bit more unique for Twitch. So yeah, that's what I came up with.
And then how did you decide to become a demon? Of all the things you can be in VR chat or as a VTuber, why a demon specifically?
It's just always been an aesthetic that has appealed to me. I just, the horns and tail, it's really cool to me. And I feel like, I wanted to do something a little bit different than, say, the cat girls and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with the people who do that. Nothing wrong at all.
No, it's fine.
Nothing wrong. But
I like to poke fun at it too. I think a lot of people are, the cat girls, wolf girls in VR chat, and to me it feels like the Clone Wars sometimes from Star Wars. I couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. I'm just saying. I'm just, it's my opinion. I like to see people be unique with their designs, and if I was in a crowd here, I don't know if you have ever felt like this, but have you ever been at a party in VR chat and you don't want to look at people's names and be like, oh yeah, that's that person. Instead, you just want to play the game of no nameplates, and I could just look at your avatar and be like, that's Mimi. I know that's her. I don't have to see the nameplates to distinguish one person from another. That's the way I want to play VR chat, not have to be like, I couldn't tell one person from another. There's one cat girl here and one cat girl there. I don't know. One has blue hair and one has green. I don't know.
yeah, I guess that's a big part of it, standing out, being unique, but not too unique.
Oh, you don't want to be too unique. You mean too obscure, where it's just I don't know what that is?
Yeah, sometimes, there are designs that are just a little too interesting, but I feel like I've reached a good balance between unique and not too much.
Yeah, I agree. I know what you're talking about. I've interviewed many people over the year and a half I've been doing it, and many VTubers, and sometimes I think simplicity, being simple, is a key thing, but you don't want to be too simple. You don't want to just be like, oh, black hair, red eyes. Like, what? I couldn't tell you the difference. But you got to make it, interesting and unique in different ways. Some people, some VTubers I've seen recently have like certain type of like makeup or scars or like trinkets or hairstyles, outfits, lore, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, speaking more about your avatar, do you have any lore related to like your avatar, your mascot? Any like background story?
Not really.
That's okay.
I'm pretty non-creative, but I mean, I guess the only thing I really had was the idea was like a space demon or like kind of like a
yeah
something like cosmic related, but I don't really have anything to show for that. So
that just means you have an idea for a future outfit, like a kind of like the Mass Effect armor. You put like that on there and something like that, some space.
Oh yeah.
Some, I have a friend named Zigza. She works for VRChat. She's like a space alien. So that's like her whole lore. So she recently
I've met her, yeah.
Yeah, she's a really good friend of mine. But yeah, like you can sort of, I don't know, come up with some ideas. Have you ever like not just with outfits, but do you have like animations with your avatars? Like, I don't know what you can do, like do some crazy aura stuff and demon powers.
This one I just put on like a simple fire effect. That's all.
Oh snap! Don't burn my studio down. Jeez, please.
I try not to overdo it.
Oh, of course.
Sometimes putting too much stuff on an avatar could cause,
Yeah, of course.
So I don't want to.
Yeah. That's the shame about VRChat is that I know a lot of people are very talented with avatars, but like if they have too much stuff on it, then like it just lags the whole world, and you're just like, wow. Especially for roleplay, that's a big issue, is that you have to be very simple with your designs, because otherwise then you can't roleplay. You're just lagging, getting 5 FPS.
Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of that.
So outside, because we're going to talk about Kalos Road for a bit, but is there any other, before Kalos Road, is there any like role plays you have done before Kalos Road? In just general?
In VRChat, I have done a little bit of Purple Lotus, like in the past, and I'm trying to get back into it now that Kalos Road's over. And I mean, that's about it, really. I've done like some random like MMO RP in the past, but you want to talk about that?
Oh, you mean like World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Moonguard, Ghostshire Inn, I know.
Oh, no.
Old grandpa.
Not like that. No.
Top tier role player.
Not quite like that, but.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I guess we won't discuss any further than that. It's up for you guys to figure out. But anyway, so how did you end up getting into Kalos Road? Were you watching some people from it, or was some of your friends a part of it? How'd you end up getting involved with the project?
So I first saw it the very tail end of season 1 from Arcadum's perspective. It was actually like when his character was like laying down for like the final scene. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then when like season 2 stuff started coming around, I was like hearing more about it, and like a lot of like streamers that I knew were getting involved in it. So I started looking more into it. And then a few episodes into the second season, I managed to get in as an extra. I was vouched for by Sci-Fi, actually. And so I got in as an extra, and then was like really getting into it. And then eventually that just led to me becoming a character. So
here you are. And your character is the one from Atlantis that is like the EDM artist. What's your character's name? Tempest, was it?
Tempest.
I was right.
Yeah,
I remember. I did my research, did my homework. Yeah. But anyway, so how did you go about creating your character Tempest? What was like the design, ideas around that? How did you come up with Tempest?
So she wasn't even my first character.
Okay.
As I was like playing my first character, I realized I didn't really have a whole lot going for her, so I wanted to change things up. And then, like one day out of nowhere, I just had this like inspiration after like seeing Daft Punk stuff. Like, what if I took like Daft Punk and put it into like the Kalos Road universe, but made it so that like they were actually robots, like underneath everything. So that was kind of the base concept for that. And then so I came up with Tempest. She's a synthetic who pretends to be human, but wears like a synthetic looking helmet. So she's kind of an enigma.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Daft Punk was the huge inspiration.
Nice. Yeah, because Daft Punk, they recently retired, I think, right? That wasn't too long ago. They've been doing it for
that was
10, 15, 20 years, something like that. I forget. Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely, when I first met your character, I definitely got those vibes. I was like in the back of my head subconsciously. I was like, wait, this is kind of like Daft Punk, but like your own style on it. I thought that was cool, because I always,
awesome.
I really do appreciate people who put effort into their design. It's not just like, hey, I'm an orc, and I'm like, okay. It's like there's got to be more to that. There's there's the one guy from Mars where he's a space cop orc, and like he's like really angry all the time, but also he has like a jokes and stuff. His character died, his core gag, but there's more to it than that. I like people who have fleshed out character lore. But anyway, so the Tempest, and that was your second character. Your first character, what was her name? What was your first character?
Jacqueline was her name.
Jacqueline, and I don't remember if I met her or not. I maybe briefly once. I don't remember if I have or not. Haven't.
Yeah, she was kind of a background character for the time that I played her. Like I said, I didn't have a lot going for her, unfortunately. She worked for the Galactic Union, and that's about it.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay, yeah. Union stinks. Let's be real here. No one who plays the Union actually survives or does anything. Shit.
Oh, no.
Throwing shade. No, I'm just like, in the lore. I mean, like the Union lost like the corporate fight or whatever, so they're like the bitches of like all the other corps. So it's kind of like you're just a lapdog for them. So I mean. Yeah, I don't blame you for making a new character. Yeah.
I mean, it was a cool concept. It was a struggle for me to feel drawn into it.
I gotcha. And then you have more fun with Tempest. So obviously you decided to be a part of Atlantis. So you have Darth Crackers. You have Miss Money played by Lamani. You have Guidebot, who's played by Hat Kid. So how did that synergy, because obviously your character came in after them. Were they welcoming? Were like, oh shit, yo, this is cool, like a DJ person thing?
It was a little awkward at first, because coming in as like a new character, especially like in a corporate setting where it's like, hey, I work here too. I just came off planet, so and especially like with an EDM artist who's supposed to be like really well known, it's hard to convince people like you know who I am, and they're like, who? But yeah, it was a little awkward at first, but by the end of it, we all got along pretty well. Our characters were definitely very well acquainted with each other.
Yeah, you could challenge. Oh God, what's Miss Money's other character? The one that's the idol. I forget.
May.
Yeah, May. You could challenge May to a fight. EDM versus singing pop star. Dinner struggle.
I would lose instantly.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you mean? This is a corporate role play. You gotta skew the votes.
True. Little subterfuge.
Yeah. There's some interesting ideas I have if I was you for season 3, like, because you're a corp and technically corps are supposed to be evil. You could like have people like maybe like synthetics like listen to your music and then they get mind controlled by your EDM. You like you know doing whatever the EDM music sounds and they get mind controlled or some shit. I don't know. I could do some crazy stuff like that and they probably allow it. Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, are those the ideas you're gonna go with, huh? I'm just guessing. I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, mind control.
I haven't fully decided if I want to keep Tempest around.
Okay. Oh, Dark Tempest. Uh-oh. There's evil stuff going on.
We'll see. I might change characters, but who knows? At this point, we have plenty of time to decide.
I technically work for Atlantis as a model. And that never.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then nothing ever happened because every time we were supposed to do something, aliens started invading or people dying, and we were just like, I guess I got paid to do nothing. So that sucks. I kind of was looking forward to it. I wanted to do like getting full body because I use full body specifically for Kalos Road and certain other things, but I wanted to be like posing like ooh, and then like people like saw posters on me throughout the entire role play. I would have laughed.
Well, plenty of time to like set up for that.
Yeah, for season 3. And then I work for Suniti as well. So like I don't know, I guess I'm a double agent. I work for every corp secretly. Not every corp, but I got a bunch of dealings.
Thanks, for using your Twitch sub on me.
Yo, thanks so much for the Prime Gaming for 16
just
months.
Subscribed with Twitch Prime.
But
I wasn't
anyway,
able to come around the time this episode stopped, so I
since
said
your
now
time,
XD also Rebel give them hugs.
Sorry, I had a notifications playing. Thank you so much. So during your time of Kalos Road, what was like do you have any favorite moments? Anything that like stood out to you during your time in Kalos Road?
Honestly, every moment with Hat Kid was amazing. Like,
yeah,
his character Flounder was just hilarious to be around, and like there was always something happening.
Yeah, I agree. I interviewed him a while ago, and he's quite the character. For season 1, he was Guidebot, so like he was like the robot that would just show people around the row, and I thought it was funny because he was literally Claptrap, like just like Kalos Row version of him. So like it was kind of funny where he'd just walk around and make like kind of similar quirky jokes and stuff, and it's always interesting. And then obviously his character got taken over, and now he's Flounder, and Flounder died, and now he's like a lesser form of him now. But yeah, he's definitely many interesting moments. Like for example, there's times where we're just in the row and then we just bust out dancing for no reason. Like there's someone dying in the clinic. Yeah, and we're just like, "Hey, let's go! Woo!" We're just like, "Fuck it," and then we just pretend nothing happened. Yeah, had moments like
I remember that.
Yeah, there's times with Roach too, where he just trying to sell me like Geico insurance for like no reason. Like I was just like, all right, I'll go with it. That's what I appreciate.
Suniti insurance.
Yeah, Suniti. Yeah, that's what I enjoyed about Kalos Road was that it was improv like 90% of the time. There's definitely like moments of like, hey, this event's going on, but like I prefer that over like line reading of like, okay, character walks in, hello, I hate you, bang. Like I like where it's just like people sort of throw curveballs at you and then I can just react to it in real time.
Yeah, that's the best thing about roleplay, I feel, is just all that improv and just seeing where things go.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like sometimes I go like above and beyond, and I try not to, but some people do break character, and I could tell them like they're like quickly looking away to like laugh or something because I just like do something random. Like I went to the Dirty Diamond and I would just randomly start squatting and try to convince everyone, all the people that were currently in the vicinity, to start doing squats for absolutely no reason. And then people are just cracking up for no reason. It's just like serious role play. Okay, let's start doing squats, guys. Hey, what's going on? Just like, I'm just, working out my legs.
That's the nice thing about having the mute button is that you can just hit the mute and just turn your head and just laugh into
of course. Yeah, I changed my mute button to a hotkey, so it's on the A button over here, so I can just hot mute at any time. Very useful, especially in roleplay. It saved me many times Though sometimes I do like because I think muting has to do with your FPS. So sometimes when my FPS is too low, like under like 10, I can't mute. So sometimes I'm like, I have to like run away in like a random corner and then mute. That's kind of annoying.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yes, because sometimes okay, when I'm just walking around, not talking to somebody, I will subconsciously just say what I'm doing or like just give my 2 cents where if I'm like, oh, that guy's suspicious, like, we should go investigate that person. But I wasn't muted, so you just see me pointing out like that guy's sus, and the guy's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah,
that sounds terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some
Or
moments
just like
that.
you think you mute and you're just like talking to your chat, and then everyone around you's just like, who are you talking to?
Exactly. So, back to about you and Kalos Road. Is there any moments? So we had a favorite moments with like Hat Kid. Any moments that maybe weren't as good? Like maybe you were like, oh, I didn't really like that, or like, did you ever have any struggles with Kalos Road? Like maybe just like lag, or maybe you were trying to set up a storyline and it just didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
I would say that the biggest thing was coming in as like a character who was supposed to be an EDM artist and not actually having any like musical skills. So there's a lot of moments where like people would just be like, oh, so you make music? All right, we'll play some like right now. And I'd just be like, sorry, my equipment's not with me. But yeah, that was kind of the biggest struggle, and part of the reason why I'm on the fence about whether I want to bring her back for season 3 or not, because it's a huge thing.
Mm-hmm. I think I asked your other character that at the very end. I was like, "Yo, play me some music." I think if I was you, and I have zero music talent, I'm tone deaf with singing and doing karaoke and all that stuff. I would just play it off as like, because it's the future and anything can happen, you could just make like stupid noises and be like and be like, yo, yeah, woo, you could just be like, that was the top hit right there. That was like a trillion followers watched that. That was good. You don't have to like actually play real music. You could just fuck around and just that's what I would do.
Yeah. There's some crazy genres out there. Like apparently, like people will just listen to noise as music.
Yeah, you could just be like, that's your
concerts
thing.
And everything.
Get the didgeridoo. Yo, that was sick. What the hell? And then it's actually just when you play the didgeridoo, it actually mind controls people, and everyone has to start dancing. Yeah, see that? There you go. There's a plot line right there.
That'll be the next villain in season 3.
Yeah, I used
the didgeridoo player.
Yeah. And the admins or the DMs will play it on broadcast, so all you hear is and everyone's like, "You get earplugs. We're getting mind controlled. Oh my god, we're getting robbed." Yeah, see, I just came up with a storyline and I just thought of that in my head. So anything's possible.
There you go.
How did you feel about the finale of Kalos Road? Does anything stick out for you, or what were your thoughts and opinions?
The finale was amazing. I didn't get to go on the mission.
Mm-hmm.
I was still down in the upper city. And from what I could tell, most of the people who were on the mission were upper city. So the upper city was kind of quiet, but we had Shinakami as DM and like just 2 or 3 extras. But like what they did was amazing. Like between the 4 of them or the 5 of them, or wait, 3 of them, they were like absolutely on top of it the whole time. I was like, kudos to them, because it was so fun. There's just like action around every corner.
That's great, yeah. And you survived, so technically, like you said, you could bring the character back or make a new one. It's totally up to you. I've been in the roleplay since basically day 1, and I'm still alive somehow. So I don't know. I guess I'm just that lucky,
Yeah, some people will have gone through multiple characters. Some people have had a character since like season 1, episode 1. That's crazy.
it creates the dynamic. I mean, the longer I live, the better my character gets. So I'm like the best mechanic in the whole RP. Hopefully I don't die. Hopefully I just, yo, season 3. Hey, what's up? Boom, a headshot. Oh wow, I have to make a new character. Fuck.
Yeah, first episode, everyone dies.
Yeah. I mean, I did already make an alt character. It's already been kind of approved, and it's just basically Kenny K. Kona, but a corporate version of him. So, yeah. So I'll be
That'll
like,
be interesting.
"What's up, bro? Yo, you better accept that deal. I want to fuck you up, bitch." I don't know, something like that. Play as probably Mars or something, because everyone at Mars is dead practically. So I might as well play as a really angry, gun-toting corp. That's very short temper all the time. That's my idea anyway. If I die, I mean, I know that they don't allow it, but it'd be cool if I could play multiple characters. Imagine if I could just spend like 2 hours as Reina Ryder and then 2 hours as like glorified Kenny K. Kona. Just keep switching in between characters. They wouldn't allow me to do that, but
Yeah, it would be nice, but I can see why they don't allow that.
yeah.
Too much character switching between everyone.
Yeah, because then they could interfere with like plot lines, or because I know the DMs play characters and DMs, and there's many times where like Gambit, who was the DM for the row where my character's from, where I needed him and he just was DMing, so like he can't just come out of nowhere and be like, oh hey, I'm back, you know. So like I understand it, like, because then when someone wants to, like, let's say someone wanted to murder me or something or kidnap me, and then I switch characters, and now I'm safe. You know, like that's power gaming. So I understand it. I get it. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it to talk about for Kalos Road, basically. Unless you have anything else you want to discuss about it specifically. Anything else you want to talk about specifically for Kalos Road? Your character or anybody else's?
No, I mean, it's been insanely fun so far, and I can't wait for season 3. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get involved in like the non-canon nights that are happening every week, because I'm absolutely addicted now. I can't get enough of that like universe.
Yeah, the non-canon. I only went like twice, I think. Once for a party and once just for a couple of minutes. I was just watching because I didn't know it was actually for a non-canon night, so I was busy. I was like, oh, I'll just stop by for a little bit. But it was interesting because it reminded me of what I used to do like 2 years ago with improv nights, where like you're given a prompt and stuff like that. And I actually want to kind of do that in this world. I've been talking about it for like the better part of 6 months now, to do exactly that, doing improv nights in this world where I just give you a prompt and then you just sort of act it out. It's just a work in progress, but I do appreciate Naomi and everybody else, Leroy and all of them, for doing non-canon nights, because let's be real, it could be, I don't know, 8 months before season 3. So
Yeah.
it definitely gives you something to do and something to polish up on your roleplay. So... But yeah, shout out to them.
Try out new characters.
Yeah, try out new character. Yeah, that's actually a good point. You could develop the lore for a character and then try it out and then get live feedback from other people. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
That's what I plan to do. See if I want like who I want to bring into season 3.
So anyway, on a different topic here. So you've been streaming how long for?
It's been. So I started in June, the very beginning of June 2020. Okay. So it's been
over a
about
year?
14 months now.
Damn.
Yeah.
What got you started to stream?
Honestly, just watching like other VR chat streamers, just seeing, you know, how fun it was, and like that's kind of why I got into it. Just, you know, I just wanted something new to do, have fun, you know, share crazy experiences with other people.
Do you remember the first time you streamed, or like the first week?
I kind of do. I remember I was world exploring with some friends I had met before I started streaming. But I don't remember exactly what we got up to. Okay. I just remember it was pretty fun.
All right. Let's dial back a little bit further than that. What got you into VR chat specifically? Or when did you start?
So I think I started VR chat only like a few months before I started streaming. It was either in April. It was March or April.
So you're a newer person. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's still pretty new compared to a lot of people.
Baby.
But I was watching I was watching some larger streamers like Vine Sauce Vinny and Rubber Ross.
Oh shit.
And like a whole bunch of others. They were doing like this whole like group thing together and just exploring all this like random nonsense in VR chat. And I was watching it and I was like, oh, like this is way different than what I thought VR chat was going to be. So I, downloaded it and started seeing what there was to see, and I was hooked. That's
interesting. I've done so many interviews. I think you're the first person to say Rubber Ross or what was it, Vine Sauce or V Sauce? I keep forgetting. I keep getting them mixed up. But yeah, because I remember Vine Sauce. Yeah, and Ross would always do things together. I remember they were really big into. I don't know if that was when Among Us and VR chat was popping off. I don't remember. Maybe not, but I definitely know that they do things together every so often. And I've known Ross because of VR chat for like 3.5 years now. But yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That's crazy though. And so you saw those streams and you're like, "Whoa, what the heck is this game? I want to get in on this."
Yeah, honestly, my impression of your chat before then was like kind of low, because I thought people just ran around as like in the Knuckles avatar and just annoyed other people.
Is that what your expression was? Wow, Knuckles.
To be fair, I don't know. I was never really a Twitch person much, so I guess I never really knew exactly all the stuff people got into.
Oh, were you more of like a YouTuber? Like watching people on YouTube?
Yeah. YouTube was more my platform, but things have changed now, especially during the whole pandemic last year.
Yeah, that also... Yeah, I guess that would make sense too, because that was around when the pandemic was popping off, unfortunately, and then you got into... Yeah, huh. That's interesting. Yeah, there's a lot more people getting into VR chat because of COVID-19, unfortunately, in terms of, because of the pandemic, but more people are getting together to play games like this and finding themselves and stuff like that. So, yeah. It's interesting you say the Knuckles, because technically speaking, the Knuckles was only relevant for like 1 year, maybe. And you can't... It's
I know that now.
Yeah, it's like finding one is like getting like finding Mewtwo or something. It's like a rare now. It's like, whoa, what the heck? Oh yeah, that dead meme is still around. I mean, there's more like Toothbrush Gang, and well, that's kind of dead too. I don't even know what do you know what the current meta is? What's the current meta for VR chat? I don't even know. Like for avatars or memes or...
Oh gosh. I don't know about avatars. It's a good question. I haven't really seen like anything consistent.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I've seen a lot of things. So it was like Knuckles, and then there was the cat marching band thing, Majiggy. There was VR chat gangs at one point where everybody would just play like as the alien or like Lolly Army, or a bunch of lollies, or like Hoppos. There used to be like a bunch of people just as Hoppos. I don't know. There's just a bunch of stuff. And then, like, I guess Toothbrush Gang was a really big thing for a while with a lot of kids. And then recently, like, in the last, like, not like, now, but early this year was the Mickey Mouse thing, which I absolutely hate.
Oh, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. You know about the sheesh, where they just, listen, it's terror. I think it's the worst of all the things, because literally the meme, it's not even a meme. It's like you play as this disgusting Mickey Mouse, and then the guy in the videos and the TikToks just goes up to like women and just respects them. Like, what the fuck? Like being sexist is apparently being a joke, and like people watch that, and then Dead Guy has talked about it, my mod there, or the camera guy, but like he went to Publix and like he told me how like you see like kids using those avatars and then just going up to women and spitting on them. Like I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like that's such a bad like meta. It's not even a joke or anything. You know what I mean? It's like, what is this shit? Anyway, back to what we're talking about. So, did you start in VR, like in actual VR, or did you play desktop?
I was desktop at first. So I think I had desktop for like a few weeks, and then I ordered an Oculus Rift S and got into that.
And then,
but yeah, it was a very.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, it was a very brief period between like desktop and then getting VR. It was like less than a month, I think.
What was it like getting in VR for the first time? Were you like, oh, whoa, what the heck? I have hands and feet, and oh my god, I can punch people, I can give head pats?
It's definitely pretty cool in VR chat because it's like one of the few places where you actually have like a full like avatar. Because I've played a lot of VR stuff before, like on PlayStation VR and like Beat Saber and stuff, but like, you know, those arcade experiences where you're just like a pair of floating hands.
Yeah.
So it's really nice and refreshing to see like VR being used to like its full extent with like full body avatars, and like actually using full body tracking as well.
Yeah, I agree fully. I think VR Chat is one of those few games that like actually have, well, I would say, I don't know what to call it, but like the full body like thing, because a lot of games don't do that. They're just floating hands, and to me that's so disconnecting. Like just seeing a pair of hands floating. Like Half-Life Alyx is a great game, I love it, but I just don't like the aspect of just floating hands. I think like they should have just made Alyx, you know, her whole body. You know, I don't think it would.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be more immersive. You know, because when have you played Boneworks yet, or plan to?
Not yet. I might at some point, but I've only played like Half-Life Alyx in terms of like those high fidelity games.
Okay, Boneworks is another similar game where it's kind of like the better version of Half-Life Alyx, but like the story is kind of, I don't know. I think the story is kind of like non-existent. It's better for gameplay, if that makes sense. Where Half-Life Alyx has a better storyline, I would say, but it has the full body. So like if you try and like, let's say you're holding like a wrench and then you try and walk for the door, it won't let you because the wrench is hitting the door frame. Like that sort of like realism, and you have to like put, like you can like actually climb and like jump and like grab things, and because my legs are dangling over the ledge, I can't get up, but I have to like push myself up. So Boneworks has that sort of feedback like that, where like the haptics, where it's like, oh shit, I have to like, do this and do that, and I don't know. You should try it at some point in time. It's definitely an experience with more immersion with the full body.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like that's what I want with VR. I want more of those kind of experiences where, like, it's not just just the floating hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
walking through walls and all that stuff.
Imagine if VR Chat was just a pair of floating hands and everyone was just a robot. Yeah, this game wouldn't be where it is today. Hey guys, I'm just a robot. What's up? Everything changed when the anime women got downloaded into this game. True story.
Oh.
No, it's true. This game, when it first came out in like 2014, yes, this game was around in 2014, not on Steam. It was just a bunch of people in T-pose, and they're just a bunch of random, like, some guy avatar, like some Unity guy, and that was it. And then in 2015, 2016, people started to slowly introduce, like, Unity Chan and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, that's cool. Or people are like, wow, I'm Spider-Man. Wow, I get to play as Spider-Man. Wow, look at me. And then someone's like, yo, why don't I just play as Hatsumikyu, or, like, you know, some hot anime girl? And everyone's like, whoa! Okay, I'm sold. And here's VR Chat, so.
It's funny how it happens.
Yeah, exactly. We're all turned into cute anime women. It's just the VR Chat syndrome. Did you always want to be a demon, or were you, like, when you first started playing, were you just, like, random avatars you found in Publix, or?
Yeah, I was definitely trying out, like, my style at first. but I did get like hooked on the whole like demon aesthetic pretty early on. Like I found a few demon avatars I really liked, and after I started doing Twitch, I was like, you know, I should just make my whole like Twitch brand demon, and that's where I went from there.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I've had quite the change. I guess, yeah, you didn't know me when I played as a dude for 2 years in this game, and then I rebranded in June of 2019. So I've changed a lot. You know, if you met me years and years ago, I'm sure probably you've seen some videos, or, you know, maybe some people around this same group of friends are always like, yeah, Rumble used to be a guy, man. Cringe. And I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. Calm down. But anyway, getting back on subject here. No, I think it's interesting, seeing as someone's only been playing for a year, because a lot of people I interview are a lot, older in terms of VR chat age, whatever you want to call that. So you had your Oculus Rift S. When did you get full body? Like, was that like shortly after?
Oh, it was actually like at the start of this year. It took a while.
Okay. And you have Index, or do you still have the Oculus?
I'm on Index now, so I got the whole Index.
Ooh, got the finger tracking, everything. They got the package now. the top tier. I gotcha. So what got you addicted to playing like VR chat? Do you play a lot? Do you play like every day, or just for streams, or is VR chat a part of your life, essentially?
Lately I haven't really been coming on quite as often. I usually just come on to stream or to like do role play stuff. But yeah, there was a time when I would spend like at least like 4 hours a day in VR chat, and I mean, part of it is just because the weather. It's too hot. It's having like a toaster on your face for so long. It gets really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I have the AC on right now. Papa bless to the air conditioners. But I can understand that. I'm just curious to know, like, if you were like, when you first played, were you like just like addicted? Like, I gotta play 10 hours a day. Like, oh my god, I can do so many cool things, and because that's how I felt when I first played. I was addicted. I used to play like 10 hours a day in my Oculus Rift, and I play like a couple hours maybe.
Yeah, at first I probably was. I definitely was. There's a lot to see and explore, a lot of new stuff. But now I've like seen it all, so it's kind of hard to keep that magic going. But
I
mean, it's still fun to hang out with friends.
When you hang out with friends, you said that you like to like do like skits and stuff like that. Do you mean like streaming, or do you mean like YouTube skits?
On stream, usually. I try to find like a fun bit to do, because I try not to do the whole like sit around and like chat and stuff kind of stream. Like personally, like that's just like not what I want to do. Like if others do it, that's their thing. But I try to find like an interesting world to take people to, and then from there it's cause some fun.
I gotcha. No, that's good. It means that you want to like actively want to do improv, and I appreciate that, because like I said, like I do the talking to the camera stuff because I've just done everything, and like I'm just like such a boomer old man. I'm like, I already done everything in this game. So when I did like Kalos Road, that was sort of like the once a week I get to do something that's not in front of a camera. And then I do these interviews as well, but I get what you're saying. Nothing wrong with that, because a lot of people do the sort of just talk to chat. But I do appreciate you and others that want to actively just, get involved in some way. Like go to a world, hey, we're on the beach, let's like do a beach competition or something. I don't know. Or like, hey, we're in the courtroom, let's do like a mini like murder trial or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We had like a fun thing a couple weeks ago where in the Jar's Kitchen Cooks world, where we just all do like improv as like cooks and customers and stuff. It was very entertaining.
Gordon Ramsay. It's fucking raw, mate. I can see that happening. But yeah, it reminds me of the old days when I used to play 3.5 years ago. Makes me reminisce because that's what we had. Well, we didn't have the maps. Like, I don't know. Back then, we didn't have the game modes. Like, you had to improv everything. There's no like kitchens, no nothing. You just LARPed it. That's how it was. It was a lot simpler, so it was a lot tougher to do actual things. But nowadays, there's a lot more worlds in place. But anyway. As you have played and getting accustomed to the community, you recently actually got partnered on Twitch. How does that feel? You know, getting partnered after streaming for just over a year.
It's pretty exciting. I mean, I feel I don't know. Sometimes I feel like do I deserve this? But it's honestly not like a humongous difference. I feel like mentally. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, like Twitch, like contract-wise, it's a whole world of difference. But I don't know. I started off just wanting to like have fun, and like I still just want to do that. I just still want to have fun. So whether I have a check mark or not, it doesn't really change the way I do things.
I think that was the best answer I've heard in a long time. Get some clappers for that, because. I feel like no, I'm serious because a lot of people when they get partnered or are planning on getting partnered, it sort of gets to their head and then they start like developing an ego and then the moment they get partnered, like don't talk to me, you're not partnered, dude, you're not worth my time type of deal, and you just want to have fun, and I appreciate that. That you just want to have fun regardless if you have a check mark or not. You just want to stream and have fun and oh shit, I got partnered, hey, that's dope, but hey, I'm still going to stream games and just have fun. And that's what I value. I feel like there's not enough people like you. I mean, I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
It's coming from it's the truth. I literally last year like 50 people got partnered. I'm not saying all of them, I'm just saying some of them. Things get to people's heads and, they start changing. And I feel like some people just need to realize, this is just a hobby. It should just be for fun, I get it if it's a full-time job and you change your mindset, that's okay. But I feel like you shouldn't just brush people aside just because they have a check mark or because they have 5 years and you have 100. Like, relax, If you're having fun, just have fun, That's what it should be about.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, that's right. Chat even said damn straight, Mimi. That's right. See, even chat agrees. Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about is identity. So, playing VR chat, has that helped you in any way to find out who you are as a person? Because after doing so many interviews, I found out that a lot of people, after playing VR chat for an extended period of time, they sort of like experiment with themselves of trying to figure out who they are or mentally or physically. And I think it's interesting, A lot of people feel confident in themselves after playing VR chat, maybe like, learning more about their social skills or, finding similar people, similar communities, things like that.
That's a big question. I mean, I've kind of, I'm a bit of a boomer, so I've already kind of figured myself out a long time ago. But I mean, of course, like getting to know people in VR chat and like meeting all these new people changes, like things about you or like the way you see things or your personality and stuff. So I feel like it's helped a bit with social skills, just opening up a bit more with people that I might, normally just shy away from. But I mean, in terms of identity, I feel, I know who I am.
Collection.
So nothing's really changed much about that.
Just subscribed.
No, I got you. I just thought I'll ask because some people VR chat is like a whole game changer. Like their whole life is different now because of VR chat. So I just wanted to ask if it had that impact on you. And you said you already sort of had some changes before VR chat. That's fine. That just means that, like you said, you get to interact with people that you normally wouldn't. And I agree 100%. I came from a background of very toxic behavior where I would just play Call of Duty, Halo, and Counter-Strike, and people would be saying very horrible things to people all the time. And that's just the community that I grew up as a kid. And then when I play VR chat where people aren't rude, I mean, there's some people, but like, I'm talking about like just having a conversation like this. I couldn't see myself 5 years ago doing this, honestly. But, things change, and here we are.
Oh yeah, I've known a lot of people. Like I've met a lot of people in VR chat where like they do have like a huge like breakthrough and stuff, and like a lot of good changes too. So I'm very proud of them.
Of course. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it, Major Blue. Yeah, I 100% agree. There's a lot of people that I met that have truly found who they really are. And I'm really proud of them. I think VRChat is a very welcoming community opposed to other games, because I feel like a lot of other games you can't have this sort of atmosphere. For example, there is a huge community of mutes in VRChat. I don't know any other
sure
community
like spreading your
that has
load
that.
Everywhere. Thanks, darling.
So I appreciate that. Yo, Major Blue, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate the holy shit, man. Sorry, alerts and stuff. I tried to keep it, muted. But anyway, thank you, for this gifted subs. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's a huge community of mutes in VR chat, and that's something that I never really experienced. Do you have any thoughts or opinions on that? When you started playing VR chat, I'm assuming I don't know if you were part of a community prior to VR chat, but there's certain communities like that I thought that I would never meet or interact with, and now they're a big part of my life, essentially.
It's funny because I thought I was gonna be a mute at first too.
Really?
When I started in VR chat, and I just was too shy to talk to people. But then I realized that for me personally, it was just easier to just communicate vocally. And I have, absolute respect for people who want to be mute. That is totally their decision. That is fine. But for me personally, I was struggling to communicate. I guess a lot of people end up learning sign language in VR chat, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's a great way to communicate, whether you're in VR chat or in the real world. Sign language is a very handy tool. But yeah. That's about all.
I gotcha. Since I've done so many interviews, I can relate to this topic a lot more. I've always talked. I've always had sort of because I came from a background of doing YouTube for many years, so I've already accustomed myself. 8-9 years ago was when I started YouTube, and where I would talk to myself playing video games, and I thought it was the most weirdest, awkward thing ever. And I can still look at those videos, and I was like, that's cringe. But since I've done it for so many years, I'm literally used to talking to myself and entertaining. So I'm kind of used to that, but not everybody is. And when you play VR chat, there are a lot of people who aren't accustomed to hearing their own voice, and some people do feel subconscious about it or anxiety. So I 100% understand where you're coming from, and just to know that you're not alone, because I've interviewed a lot of mutes and also mutes who have recently unmuted, and they all share the exact same struggles. They're subconscious. They're I don't really talking to people if I say the wrong thing, and then people, judge me for that. I understand, but I think, over time you get more confident in yourself, and, and it kind of leads into a point that I had, or something I want to discuss, is when you and I first met. And I can say that when you and I first met, I definitely could tell that you're a bit distant, with certain people and certain things. But as time went on, and, the more I saw, we would hang out here and there, you became much more confident in yourself. So I thought to tell you that I can definitely tell that you're getting better at talking and socializing.
Yeah. That's the way I am with a lot of people. I start off very shy with new people, but I will definitely open up quite a bit. So I guess I'm still working on that.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah, there's always room for improvement, and I would say that you never know. Maybe one day, and whatever long it will take, maybe you'll be the party animal. Maybe you'll be like, look at me, I'm with all my friends hanging out, doing all these crazy events. And you'd be like, looking back 5 years ago, I wouldn't have done any of this stuff. Now look at you, I think that's a big moment to overcome challenges and hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You could be running your own role plays or something. I don't know. There's many things you could do. Whatever you're inspired to do.
That could be pretty fun. My own roleplay.
Yeah, demon role play. Everyone has to be a demon, and you're like the demon queen. Maybe the demon.
Maybe. Maybe not something quite like that.
Okay. That's just my own. Maybe I'm just telling my own fantasies out loud. But whatever you want to do. Another thing I want to discuss is that you do a little bit of avatar creation yourself. I know that you go on I think Gumroad or Booth, and then you purchase avatars, then you edit them, because there's definitely some avatars that I've noticed, or outfits that I've noticed because I see it from other people. But you edit them, you actually make them into your demon form and stuff like that. So you know a little bit of avatar creation as well.
Yeah. So this outfit right here actually is it's a combination of a Booth model. And then the outfit itself is from Gumroad. So I've been teaching myself a lot as I go on. But I had to reshape most of this outfit because it was built for a different avatar. So it's been fun, just learning and going on. And hopefully someday I'll get to the point where I can just make everything from scratch. I would love to be able to get into full on model making.
Mm-hmm. I know you can buy bases from Gumroad and stuff like that, and they can just sort of shape it. Have you done that before?
I haven't bought any bases from Gumroad. I usually go to Booth for that.
Okay.
And then Gumroad is just for extra stuff, outfits and whatnot.
No, I get you. Yeah, because I could definitely see you in the future making your own stuff from scratch. And I know that's pretty ambitious to say, but I think it will happen for you, because I know plenty. I don't do avatar stuff. I just have no interest, have no time. But because I see that you're the interest of wanting to have all these different outfits and stuff like that, and then wanting to customize it to be your demon, I could definitely see you at someday. Because that's how it starts. That's literally how it starts. I met people 3.5 years ago who just did what you did, and then give a year or two, and they're making stuff from scratch, and people hiring them, and
Yeah, it's exciting. I really would love to get to that point, because I know I've seen a lot of the early works from people that do from scratch models.
Yep.
And yeah, they all start in the same place. They start with editing stuff that already exists, and then they just slowly build their skills until they can make their own thing entirely.
Absolutely. Have you thought about doing any world creation outside of avatars?
I've thought about it. I just haven't looked into it yet. I think it'd be cool. I just need a really solid idea. Because I feel I don't want to create something that already exists, all over the place. I want to do something unique that people would want to check out.
I get what you're saying. It's kind of how I came up with the idea of this world. I didn't make this version of the world. Legends VR did. But when I first did interviews over 1.5 years ago, I know this is not the same set, but I made my own world. I learned world creation because I wanted to do my own things. I couldn't rely on someone else, so I wanted to have my own vision. And I made Presentation Room Plus. I don't know if you've ever been there and knew that, but I made that world 2 years ago, in 2019. And then I made some random worlds, and then I made my own talk show world. It's private, but I made that world, and it taught me a lot of world creation stuff. And obviously, if I kept at it, I probably could have made this, honestly. But I decided to just pay someone or commission someone that already basically knows how to do everything. But I definitely helped out. I told them how to do a lot of the camera stuff in here, so I definitely helped out in some aspect because of my knowledge of world creation. But yeah, I mean, once you get a solid, I understand what you said as well. You said, I don't want to make something that already exists. And I agree, because a lot of worlds, as someone who's used to make worlds, is that everybody makes the exact same thing. You slap a mirror in a world, you put a bed in a corner, and you call it a day. I'm just like, what is this? Like, come on, like, I know it gets the clicks, but come on, like, you gotta create something. I'm not saying to like make Udon like, mini golf or something, but you can make something cool, like a cool mansion or a house or a demon house. I don't know, whatever.
Oh yeah, definitely that. There's definitely a ton of those kinds of worlds, and yeah, I just want to do something a little more out of the ordinary.
I think something that you could try or practice on is making your own home world. So I know a lot of people make home worlds just for them specifically, where they put like posters and fan art and like, oh, this is that time we did that horror map with my friends, So that could be something that could be your first project if you wanted to look into that, was just make your own home world.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So, is there anything that you've done recently, as in terms of hanging out with friends or doing any worlds? Anything that stood out to you recently from VR chat?
Gosh, there's been a lot. Usually, what I do every day is I'll go through the new section to see. I'll just like scroll through it to see if there's anything like really new and interesting out there. It's hard because most things are like those like mirror worlds and stuff, but I don't think anything's really stood out recently. I mean, I'm still forever going to be impressed by the Kalos Road worlds, like the ones that like Kieran Sketchu and like Phase Dragon that they put together, because they're so huge and like extremely well optimized. And it's hard to find like worlds that have that like level of detail, but also can run at a good frame rate and have like so many Udon scripts going on as well.
No, I get what you're saying. There is a playlist called the World Jams that they do now, which actually help out because that's like gives more notice to those cool worlds. There's also an event that's run by, do you know the VR Chat prefabs community run by Cyan Laser, Fiona?
Yes, yeah, I've seen them around.
So I don't know how often they do it. I don't know if it's like once a week, but Cyan Laser I think is the one who heads it, and what they do is they explore new worlds. But it's worlds. It's a bunch of world creators, and then there's like people like 50, 60 people come together. And then people will be like, hey, I'm working on this cool project. You want to go see it? And then Cyan Laser sort of like orchestrates it and be like, hey, let's go check out Bill's new world or whatever. And then usually it's like really cool Udon stuff. He streams it on, I believe, on YouTube. But yeah, there's events like that if you really want to get an idea or talk to other world creators, those are the people I would hit up.
I'll have to check that out. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, hit up Cyan Laser. They're part of the Four Ponies, which is Cyan Laser, Fiona, Lakuza, and Legends VR, and they're the group that created the Devouring. So they made that map together, that horror map. So that's how I know that they're good. Also, they've been around in VR chat for many years, so they make a lot of cool maps together. But yeah, definitely check that out, because if you're interested, it's a community event, so you can just join. I think the only requirement is obviously be respectful, and then I think you have to at least have a medium plus avatar, because it's like 70 people that test things.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's a huge just amount of people, but a lot of cool people. Even avatar creators are there too, because I met some cool people there. Because I went to some events and I was like, holy crap. I was like, why isn't this run by the VR chat devs? Just have a bunch of devs run around and I guess they're too busy. But it's a community thing, so I guess just meet people, have fun. Do you have any funny moments from any recent interactions with like other streamers or your own community, anything like that? Because you say you do a lot of skits.
Anything recent? Gosh, there's so much. There's so much. There's a lot that happens. I feel like almost too much to keep track of. But like within my own community, I've been playing like Half-Life Alyx a lot recently.
Yep.
And as serious of a game as it is, I just kind of like to mess around because like there's so much like physics, like object interaction in that game, and I can literally just like stand there like over like a dead Combine's body and just like slap him from like left to right. But yeah, every time I find like an object that looks like it could go over my head, I'll try to put it on, and then everyone in chat will be like, new hat. So it's been pretty fun.
Yeah, I did that when I played Half-Life Alyx. Are you almost done the game, or how far along do you think you are?
I'm not sure how far I am actually. I'm in like the hotel right now, so I think I still have a good deal to go.
I think that's like more than halfway. I think you met Jeff, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, never mind. You'll understand what I mean by you meet Jeff. You'll understand. I think that's shortly after the hotel. It's a pretty big part of the game. But
Oh no.
anyway, I'll also remind everyone in the chat again because there's more people flooding in to watch the interview. Again, if you have any questions for Mimi or myself, use the command !questions, and then we'll get to them probably in a little bit actually. So just a reminder, because anytime that you guys type a question directly in the chat, it's probably going to get lost. But if you use the Google document, then it won't get lost. See, I thought of this. I've done so many interviews, I've sort of adapted and got better at it over time. Have you actually ever watched any of my previous interviews?
Yeah, I've seen a few. I've seen a few.
I was just testing. I was just seeing, some people say no. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, it's all right. I just do my thing. But anyway, do you have any future plans for this year? Like, you've gotten partnered. You've been doing this for a year. Anything else? You have any plans? Maybe people do subathons. Some people do charity stuff. Some people play like a horror game week or something. Any plans? Anything upcoming?
I have been putting together ideas for a subathon, but I'm not quite sure what to celebrate at the moment yet. I'm also not very creative when it comes to subathon ideas, but that'll be soon. Other than that, I do want to like branch out and do more other kinds of content, so like other games.
Variety.
Not just stick around with VR chat. Yeah, I'd love to like do variety and stuff. And
do you have your like model all set up for like VTubing, like like VC face and like your avatars in the corner? Have you done all that?
Not this one, but I have done it with previous models, so it's a pretty easy process. I've done it a few times, so
yeah, it was Suva.
Just a matter of getting this one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use a VC face.
Oh yeah. I used to use Suva. It's just a super easy plugin. I remember when Suva used to be like $16. Now it's like $1. Oof. Hey, that just means you guys get it cheaper. And then I started using VC Face because I got Fo to actually, because I use the iPhone, so I actually have like face tracking now when I use for VTubing purposes, which is really cool. Do you have any plans for that? Do any like face tracking stuff?
I'd love to. I don't know how to set up like an avatar for that stuff. I also don't have an iPhone right now, so
yeah,
someday in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, I bought an iPhone specifically for and just use the tax write-off. I'm just like, I'm just using it. But what you need is you need an iPhone, and then you need to get the avatar rigged with the blend shapes. And to do that, I don't know how to do it, so I just commissioned Fo to do it. You can commission her and pay her, and she does it for you. She does like 40, 50 other VTubers. There's a couple of people you could probably find too if you're looking on Twitter to do it for you. If this is far in the future when you get your iPhone and everything. But yeah, I would just commission someone to do it. Unless you can figure it out on your own, I have no idea how to do any of that stuff, unfortunately. So I just give them the
Yeah,
money.
it's beyond me.
Yeah, it's too big brain for my head, and I'm just like, here's some money, do the thing. But yeah, is there any games you're looking forward to in the future? Anything upcoming excites you?
I've completely forgotten what I'm looking forward to. I mean, so I really want to play. It comes out in a few days. The Cooking Simulator VR game.
Ooh.
Because I've been waiting on that for like a long time now. So I'm really excited to do that. And I think I'll do it on stream because I think it's going to be hilarious.
Are you a good cook?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's good content then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. See, the worse you are, the better the content, right? That's streaming is an interesting field. Either you're just really bad at games, but then that makes it content because then people just watch you fail a lot, or you're just really good at games, but then no one wants to see someone win all the time. That's kind of boring, right? You kind of want to see the struggle and the development, just like like a typical anime, like the protagonist struggles and by the end they're like the best, That's how it works.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of anime, do you watch any anime lately or recently?
No, this is gonna be really surprising, but I actually don't really watch anime.
What?
Not a lot, at least.
You're
I'm
really
not much of
lucky
an
that
anime person.
I almost choked in my water there. But you don't watch anime, huh? What do you watch? Netflix? Prime Video?
Sometimes, or like Disney Plus, or
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. I haven't really been watching a whole lot recently. There hasn't been much on, other than like the Marvel shows. It's about the only thing I've been interested in lately.
Oh, like Captain America and the whatever Falcon or whatever I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Loki.
Yes, Loki was so good. I loved it.
Yes. So I still need to watch those because I don't have Disney Plus because I'm poor. See, I bought anime instead of Disney Plus. But I'll figure a way.
You could just binge it all. Just get the trial.
Yeah. They have the 30-day stuff. That's what a lot of them do. Right. I could. All right. We can start taking some questions from the chat / audience thingy majiggy I set up here. First question comes from Rose Typhoon. What was your inspiration for creating Tempest in Kalos Road, if you have any? Well, we kind of actually discussed it, but to reiterate, it was Daft Punk.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Daft Punk was the biggest thing. It just popped in my head one day. It's like, there we go. New character concept.
Do you want to like give an idea of your next character that's not Tempest?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I've been putting together a new character. I've been like working a lot, mostly on like the design part right now, like the appearance. So I've been teaching myself how to use like Substance Painter to do texturing.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I want like every part of this character to just look amazing and also like stand out, because it's another like base avatar that I got off a booth, but I want to do something very like cyberpunk with it. So but as far as like concept goes, my plan right now at the moment is to make her like a mercenary that lives like in Kalos Road, or a shadow runner. But that might change as like time goes on. So that's why I'm really excited for non-canon, because I can just kind of workshop her and get an idea of like where I want her to fit in and what her personality is going to be and stuff.
Well, yeah, I getcha. It's an interesting concept, being a mercenary. See what happens. Maybe you kill my character. Never know. Might happen.
We'll see.
Like, fuck, I should have seen that coming. I interviewed her like 8 months ago. What the hell? Next question from Lishi VR. Now that Kalos Road is over, do you have any RP projects you'd like to start?
Oh, so I just recently got into like the NPC position for Town, which is like the branch off of Ascension Academy. So I did that a couple weeks ago. It was very, very fun. I ran around as like just like this random like farmhand girl, and got stuck in a mine that caved in. So yeah, it's been.
Oh no! Help! I'm stuck in the mine. Help me out! I can see that role play. It's like Timmy got stuck in the well. He fell down the well and stuck. You know, it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the mines. You got out, right?
Oh yeah. It was like a whole group of us, so it was fun though. That's kind of what I love about like playing NPCs is that like they're gonna be disposable, so like you don't care what happens to them. Like sometimes it's like good story to just like have like death happen or stuff like that. So
what do you mean? You're important. You can't die, me. What the heck? I would cry. I would cry if you were to die in RP, okay?
It's okay. It's just, random NPCs.
Okay. Next question we have here is from Anonymous. Uh-oh, spooky. For Mimi, with the current trend/fad of VTubers on the rise, do you plan on building your content on this character/avatar, or is it just an avatar? I think you answered this, but this is your brand, it being the demon.
Yes, yeah. If I would love to, in the future at some point, have a from scratch model that I could use, and like move away from like edited models from booths and stuff. But I don't want to move away from like this look just yet.
Okay. Next question, Original Good Boy. Mimi, do you have a hobby like art, or perhaps do you do custom dolls or figurines? So do you have any hobbies, basically?
Honestly, like most of my hobbies are just on the computer. I'm not really much of an artist, and I mean, I would love to get more into 3D art, but the biggest thing I'm worried about is like texturing, because like texturing requires you to have a lot of good like 2D art skills, and I don't quite have that. So
you could 3D print your character. That's what I did. You have
that could be pretty cool.
You can literally do it in Blender. You just pose your character in Blender. Well, you have to have a 3D printer, so I think the only real requirement. And you can print this out and pose it and be like, "Hey, that's me." You want to get your Mimi figurines? Cool. Yeah. I did that a while ago. It's pretty dope. A couple people have them now.
Oh, nice.
Any more questions, chat? I'll give some time because I can ask more questions that I have in the back of my head. But again, if you'd like to ask more questions, please use the command questions. Or, I mean, I can also look at chat, but I might forget because, that's why I use the command better. I'll buy it. There you go. You already got a person that wants to buy you if you're a figurine. Or the mini figurine. There you go.
Oh.
That's true. I mean, people can paint them too. So then, because right now mine's not painted. Mine's just one flat color. I could paint it, but I'm lazy and I feel like I'll screw it up. So maybe I'll get someone else to paint mine. But yeah, it's really cool. As someone who's been a part of this community for just over a year, is there any times where you've had to deal with like negativity or should I say the word drama? But you know what I mean, like any like bad apples that you're just kind of like, oh, this, I wasn't ready for this, or or let's say hypothetically, maybe you're hanging out with your other friends and then like, because I know how when you're in a streamer group, sometimes you have to deal with like rabid fans. You're just like, I just want to make content. I want to do the skits. And then people are like, hey, Mimi, what's up? Have you ever had any deal with any like issues with anybody as a streamer or in the last year?
I mean, I try to usually like not make a big deal out of like those kind of things, like, because it happens to everyone.
True.
Like whether you're a streamer or not, like there's always like stuff that's not so positive going to happen. So my personal motto is to just kind of try not to get involved. I mean, if there's something that I have to take care of, then I'll take care of it. But I don't know. I try not to let people like bring me down or anything like that.
Have you ever met any of your fans or community in game?
No, I haven't done that. So I've been thinking about doing like a community meetup, but I'm not quite sure how to like organize such a thing, because like you never know like how many people to expect, and like you don't want to like say you don't want to go to like a VR chat world that like is too small or too laggy, and then you end up having like tons of people that want to come. So I haven't really thought about the best way to do that just yet, to be honest, but I have definitely thought about it.
Well, I can let you know that in the future, sometime this year, VRChat's going to update to have the group system, if you know what that is.
Yes, I have seen a lot of that, yeah.
So that's a way you can just make a group called Mimi's Demon Fan Club, or whatever you want to call it. And then whoever wants to join it, joins it, and then you just make a group, literal world, that only people in that specific group can join, and then you're hanging up all your community. So.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I'm really excited to see when that feature comes out, because, yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of features I'm really looking forward to, so soon.
Nice. Let's see. Do you have any staples of your stream that you wish would be remembered if you were to stop streaming right now?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I mean, staples. I don't know. My thing is just to entertain people. Mm-hmm. I mean, whether they want to remember certain aspects or not, I can't exactly control. I just want to leave a good impact on people, no matter like what way it happens or how it goes.
I think for me, what I would, if I was to stop streaming, like after this interview, I just quit, like magically disappear from the world, is I basically, my staple or my legend would just be, just do what you want and make sure that you're having a fun time doing it, whatever it is. And I think the hardest thing for a lot of people is to get started on something. So I think for a lot of streamers and content creators, the hardest part is to click the go live button, and or to start their projects or whatever it is. And I always just say, in the words of Shia LaBeouf, just do it, or Nike, whichever you prefer. But just have fun. Just do it. Just do what you love, regardless of what it is. And if it's something niche, you can maybe form a community around it, or join an existing community. Right? Let's say I really liked, I don't know, learning ASL or something. There's a huge community in VRChat for that. Or I wanted to get into improv roleplay, then there's a bunch of communities for that. There's almost something for everybody in VRChat, and no matter what, you'll find it. And if it doesn't exist, maybe you'll be the one to create it, and then people will get inspired to be like, oh my god, For example, I'm not the first person to do interviews in VRChat, and I'm certainly not the last. But maybe some people, because some people have told me that from watching my show, they get inspired to start doing their own shows. And I think that's awesome. That means a lot to me, that people feel a connection, that they want to get inspired to do a similar concept. And I have no issues with that. And I think that's awesome. Sorry, I was just looking at chat for a second. Next question here is from Major Blue 7. Mimi, do you like to play horror games? Would that be something you stream?
Yes, I do. I tried to find fun horror maps in VRChat, but you only run out of there's only so many of them. You run out of them pretty quickly. But there are definitely a lot of horror games I would love to look into, like on Steam. It's just it's riskier, because you have to spend money on them. Mm-hmm. And like in VRChat, you can just find a world, go to it, and there you go. But I think like finding like VR horror is like so entertaining. Like I feel like it's one of the best things to like to do with like your VR headset at the moment is to just find something terrifying and just immerse yourself in it.
You play Phasmophobia? That one's pretty popular.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new update coming out. So once that comes out, I'll have to they're like doing a rehaul, so I'll have to get back into it.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I played it recently, so I'm definitely excited if there's more content coming. There's also Visage. I don't know if you ever know that one. That's like it has a VR mode with it, and it's like a horror game. I don't know what kind of horror, but it's kind of like puzzles, and then you get chased or something. But it is VR. That one gets a high rated. What else I'm trying to think of VR horror games. I don't know. I have to look at more of them, but there are some other ones out there.
Circleman99 just resubscribed for 4 months. Thanks at Jib Flutterhouse for the 3-month sub again, Ray Belovia.
Yeah, thank you so much, Circuit Man, for the tier 1 for 4 months on a 2-month streak. I appreciate it. Thank you. 4 years. Sorry, that was a notification. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other VR horror games. There's that new one I bought that Kitty McPancakes told me about. It's like Dead Space with VR.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I forget what it's called. I just bought it though on the Steam sale for 10% off.
Cosmo Dread.
Yeah, Cosmo Dread. That's what it was. Thank you. It's like Dead Space with VR. So it's how it works. It's randomly generated. So every time you play it, it's like round based. So like you go as far as you can get, and it's very like time sensitive. So you only have like a limited amount of oxygen. You have to keep like making more oxygen and like try and figure out what key goes where. And yeah, it's very spooky. It's like kind of like Necromorphs, but not really. It's weird.
I'll have to look into it. I think I've seen it, so yeah, it's definitely going to go on the list.
Speaking of Dead Space is getting remastered, if you didn't know that.
I saw that. I'll have to get that, because I never actually finished the first one, so
Ooh.
maybe the remake will pull me back into it.
There you go. Yeah, I'm definitely interested, because I played the first and second one. I didn't touch the third one. Felt like it turned into action mode, and I didn't feel like it was scary, but the first and second one are definitely spooky. So... Have you done all the horror maps in VR chat? Like, have you done every single official Seon world, which is all the Huggy dungeons and all that?
I did like all the ones that they made that like weren't the Huggy dungeons.
That weren't.
So
that means you still need to do them.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I tried out the first one like a long time ago, and it got bugged.
Oh
so
yeah.
Returned to those, but.
Oh. Just to let you know, all those maps are fixed now. So when they first come out, they're like garbage and they're like buggy. Just saying, I interviewed him, so he's aware of this. And then after a while, they get fixed. So any of the old ones should be all working. He actually just came up with a new one. Just came out like yesterday. So.
Yeah, I saw it on the list. Yeah, I want to check out that. Actually, like Hackett and I are planning on doing like horror maps soon, so I'll have to drag him around because he is absolutely terrified of like horror maps, so I'm kind of excited to pull him through that stuff.
Are you afraid of horror maps, or are you like kind of like the person who's just like, yeah, whatever, fight me?
I just really like the thrill. I mean, I get like scared when I'm in there, but I love it.
Oh, you like the adrenaline? Yeah, the adrenaline.
Yeah. I
gotcha. Yeah. You're gonna have fun with part 3 if you ever get to that one. It's like 10-hour map. You think I'm joking, but I'm not.
Goodness.
Okay, actually, it would probably take you 6 hours, but it was very interesting. Let's just say that. It was very long, and there's no saves. It's not like, because that's actually supposed to be a thing in VR chat, is upcoming update that you can actually save, like have a save state so you can come back to a world. And I really wish that would be a thing for some horror maps, because some maps just take way too long. And you're like, oh shit, if I don't finish it, then I have to redo everything. And it's like, oh, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah,
Official sounds sorry, the newer map that Seon's made, it does have chapters where it saves the first chapter and starts the next one.
How does it
So
know?
if like you respawn,
You just click code?
Code.
Okay.
Yes, you get to the end of the chapter, it generates a code for you. You can just take a picture or something like that. But there's still one bug in there, I think. If you respawn, it still takes you to the beginning of that chapter.
Oh.
So like you go in for like 2 hours, it'll take you all the way back, and you have to start over again.
Oh. Oof. Well, some bugs, you know. I mean, I'll say this. Can you truly complain, though? Because all these things are free. It's not like you paid for this world. Like, it's free content, you know? So if something breaks, it breaks. You can't really complain. This game's free, and all the game modes are free.
Yeah.
However,
No,
when the groups do come out, there are people that are thinking of... because it can be a paid service. Some people may not agree with that, but... technically speaking, Official Seon could hypothetically, just using his name for example, because he makes worlds, is that he could like actually make like a group where you pay $10 to get into the group, and then you get early access to the world before anybody else,
Yeah,
like a 1 week early access.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a Patreon kind of system.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah. There's worlds that actually already have features like that. If you ever go to the castle, which is a party world, it's like a multi-layer club world. If you're actually on the I think the Patreon list, and you pay money, it actually like I think they take your username, so you can't change your username, but it takes your name, and when you load into the world, instead of spawning in the spawn like everybody else, you spawn into the VIP apartment. And then you also have like custom hats. So like I think he added a hat or like a custom logo that goes above your head if you pay money. I was like, what the heck? So there's a lot of cool things you can do. Same with Jar, with Murder. If you are part of the Patreon list, you get special add-ons that only you get.
Get the golden gun.
Yeah. The save state's only for worlds that are 3.0, not for 2.0. Makes sense. Yeah, it's an udon thing. I figured as much. Yeah, it wouldn't work for older worlds. Yeah, you had to update your world. Any more questions, chat? Any more? Do you have any questions for me, Mimi? You don't have to ask me any questions, but you can if you want to. If you want to ask me anything about who I am, Kalos Road interviewing.
I mean, I'd probably just ask you Kalos Road questions, but
Sure.
I feel like we've talked a lot about that. Because you've already told me what your next character to be, so that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, that's only if I die, hypothetically. So if I don't never die, then I'll never play as him, so...
Fair, yeah. I mean, you also have the option of just retiring your current character, and then
if
your new character dies, you can bring back your old character.
That's true. That is also true. Yeah. I could do that. But I don't know. I'm fine playing my character. Because I feel like if I was to play a new character and then I have to pretend I don't know anyone, and like kind of crushes my soul to like have people like, who are you? What are you talking to me for? Question from Jib. Do you want to be remembered for your streams or something you've done IRL?
Oh. I suppose my streams, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like streaming is just kind of the gig that I've gotten myself into, so you know, that's just what that's a hard question to really like put thought into.
Yeah, because it's like, am I going to cure cancer or something? Like, you know, like that's an IRL thing that could happen. I don't know. But I mean, if I'm talking about the current day me, like I'm not talking about like 20 years from now. I'm talking about like what I do right now, right this second. I mean, my IRL status is not really noteworthy. I went to college, I graduated, you know, I don't have a job because of Corona, so I just stream. So I guess the better answer would be just to be known for streaming, and I kind of already have that, kind of a bit because of my interviews. Because I've only been doing interviews for a year. I streamed for 3.5 years, but I've only done this show for a year and a half, and I never regretted it. And nowadays, people know me for my show, and it makes me really happy because it's like now people know me for doing something different, not just being, oh, he's just another streamer who stands in front of the mirror for 4 hours. Like, no, he interviews people. That's cool. I interview mutes. I've done all these things. So I think notable from my streams, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me check the questions here. Oh, we do have another one. The Real Divider. Nice name, considering the question. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
I don't know. I don't really care too much. It's not like it's not really something I would order, but I also I'm not appalled by it. So
Have you tried it?
I'm like the one person that says, yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. It's not my favorite, but I don't know. I'm not gonna go throw it away in the wastebasket. After taking a bite. So.
Everybody always talks about pineapple on pizza, but what about the anchovies on pizza? Let's the real talk. Oh, come on, that's like way worse than pineapple on pizza. I've had pineapple on pizza before years ago. It was alright. It wasn't like, wow, this is the best pizza ever, and this wasn't the worst pizza ever. It was different, but it wasn't like that bad. And then, but let's be real here. Anchovy on pizza, I never tried before, but apparently like 99% of the population hates that. So I think that's more interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently it's very salty.
I've never tried anchovies.
I haven't either, but I actually looked up.
So.
I looked up YouTube, like trying anchovies for the first time, just to see what people react, and it's way worse than pineapple pizza. Because it's the anchovies are really, really salty. So, and there's like a crap load of them on the pizza, so it's just like you're eating like a salt brick. So. What is your favorite Twitch emote? Well, I guess my own, Rebel Love. Rebel Al. Got him. What about your favorite emote?
Smile.
Oh, you like the colon?
If we're talking like official Twitch emotes, not like channel emotes.
Oh, okay. If you want official Twitch emotes, I guess K Kona, considering that was my character for a long time, was literally my character was called literally Kenny K Kona, and literally I would be like, "What's up, bro? Hell yeah!" And everybody would just spam K Konas in the chat, and I'd just be like the most hillbilly redneck like stereotype. It's pretty good. That'd be probably my favorite emo, honestly. Hell yeah. We've been going for almost 2 hours, just to let you know. So might be wrapping it up soon. Yeah, time flies. Did you think it went by that fast?
Time does fly.
Yeah, exactly. When you're having a good time, it does.
Yeah,
How did you feel coming into the interview? Were you nervous? Anxiety? Anything like that?
a little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm always like a weird, anxious mess whenever it comes to like formal things. So, even if it's just like something simple, which is weird because like I'm a streamer, so like I should be used to like just like having people.
How do you feel now after an hour and a half and almost 2 hours?
A lot better, more comfortable.
That's what a lot of people say, honestly. After I do so many interviews, 255, is that a lot of people when they hear the word interview, they get stressed out because they're like, I think I'm like interrogating them or something. But in reality, it's just a more formal way for me to like talk to someone, because I used to talk to people not in a studio like this, but just face to face in random VR chat worlds. But the format just didn't work because people didn't watch that. But when you start having a studio and a proper setup and have camera angles and switching and transitions and things like that, it's a lot better. So I try to treat it like just we're hanging out talking for 2 hours, and then it just happens to be in a very specific setting. Where's my studio? It's in VR Chat City, obviously. There's a VR Chat sign over there, like the Hollywood sign. The stream can't see, but it's over there. And this world's not even Udon, by the way. This is just using 2.0 because Legends didn't really have too much experience with Udon, because this is a year ago when Udon was in its infancy, so he didn't want to take the risk. But this world can be updated to have Udon, which would make it even better, 10 times better.
It's so impressive. It's not Udon.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Like, what the heck? This is not Udon. No, like if it was Udon, I can actually make that camera that's being shown around that you guys doing. I can actually make it handheld, and then he could actually be a camera operator if I wanted to. But that costs more money. And time and effort and scuff, and like you can make it so it has like depth of field on the camera, and like you can like zoom in and like woo, but I just use static stuff for now because it's simple to set up. But if you want to go advanced, like it just costs so much money for me to hire someone to figure all that stuff out. Perhaps we can have a live audience. Oh yeah. So it's been a running joke for about a year, probably ever since I started the show. Like, why is nobody ever in the audience? I just say COVID, but the real reason is because I used to have a live audience where I had like a good 5-10 people show up. But the problem was, is that people would show up and then they'd just like not understand the rules, and then people would just like be distracting, and like I'm trying to, this is a serious thing. Like people would actually like, not in this world but my old one, and they would run up to me right in front of me like and go like, "Hey Rob, I want to play Battle Disc." I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, bruh. Can't you see what I'm doing here? And they're like, "Oh, okay. Hey, you still want to hang out?" I'm like, read the room, man. So I'm actually just waiting for the group system that I mentioned earlier, because I'll make a Late Night Rebel groups, and then people can join and be in the audience. That's what I'm basically waiting for. That's really it. And then we'll have actual people in the audience. We already have all the systems set up. Like I have the camera there. I have an audience microphone that actually works. Everything is all set up to go. I'm just waiting for VRChat to update, literally. So.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. Yeah.
The Battle Disc. Ghost. Yeah, they're also just, they're invisible. Yeah, you're right. Just optimized. We got another question here. Awesome. Phase Daniel, FD, asks the question, what has been the best moment you have ever had in VR chat?
Best moment?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many. It's hard to like pick one. I'm always garbage at these kind of questions. I mean, honestly, like any moment that like, we're just having fun with friends. I can't really think of anything like specific, and I know it's kind of a lame answer, but like that's why I come on the VR chat, just to find fun things to do, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, I
don't have a
gotcha.
good answer.
I have several things I can mention, like the Kalos Road finale, which was a part of. That was top 10 for me easily. Just running around for that spaceship, having all these aliens attack me, and I think I'm gonna die any second. Just the anxiety of having to like be on a time limit. That was intense. That was fun for me. Older stuff from like 3.5 years ago when I was Kenny K. Kona, and court RP was very popular because the whole courtroom was around, and people would just like make up random scenarios of just random crap, and then I would play as like the guard, or like I'll play as like the lawyer as a hillbilly. Like, all right, my client is not guilty, brother. Listen, he did not have sexual relations with that woman, I tell you what, or some bullshit. I don't know, like. There's moments like that, and then it would just de-escalate into like random bullshit. Because in that courtroom, there's a lot of props, so people would like use the gun prop and be like, "I'm innocent. Get out of here," hostage situation bullshit. I've had people roleplay like McDonald's stuff. That was fun. McDonald's random roleplay. Doing hide and seek before any game modes when I was part of Team 5, when we used to do art contests and hide and seek stuff, where there was no hide and seek maps. We went to a random world and played hide and seek. Like, that's so simple, but it was fun. Or when I used to watch and kind of be a part of Meme Factor, where a bunch of avatar creators would come together and show off all their crazy animations. Another moment, me doing the fashion show. So I'm going to get back into it, but I used to do fashion shows on the stage over there where people would come out and show off their avatars. That's why there's a 360 camera. Yeah, look at that sweet avatar, that Knuckles. Oh my god. But yeah, I used to do that. Like, that was fun. That was like 6-7 months ago when I did that. So there's a lot of moments I can pick and choose from. RP moments when I think the top 5 funniest moment is 100% improv. People thought it was scripted, but I'll set the scene for you. So there was a club that was called Tiz2, and there was a group called Team Kinetic. This is where Veronica J, Venorak, Forcible, Junkrat, Waifu, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they were relevant like 2-3 years ago. That team is, I don't know, kind of whatever. Anyway, at the time, Forcible was a mute, and Forcible was streaming, and I was in my Kenny K. Kona avatar, and I have a version of my avatar where I actually have a shotgun where I can pump it, like, and shoot, and a revolver that does this like really advanced gun stuff a friend of mine did for me, and I would just jokingly pull up my shotgun as a hillbilly and start shooting people and, like, you know, robbing people because I think it's funny. Anyway, so we go to this club, and Forcible and I are in a public or Friends Plus, and there's a private room. We entered the private room, and there's just 2 guys on the bed. They're not naked or anything. They're just sitting there on the bed, like drinking or something. And we're like, what's going on here, boys? What's going on? Like, what the hell? And they're like, oh shit. And it was all improv. Like, they like turned into hostages. They're like, please don't shoot me. And then I wasn't streaming, but Forcible was, and it's on their channel, on their YouTube channel from years ago. But what ended up happening was, at gunpoint, I forced them to subscribe to Forcible. I'm not even joking. They actually literally subscribed to him at gunpoint for Twitch and followed his channel. Good times. Yeah, that was all improv, and people did it. They went along with it. They didn't have to, but that was funny.
Yeah, I love doing that kind of like just random improv stuff. Just finding like a theme to run with.
Yeah, those I still hear stories about it. Like, people are always like, "Oh, dude, I remember that time you stuck up those 2 people and robbed them." I was like, "Yeah, that was dope." Playing the werewolf game in VRChat was funny. I actually used to host werewolf games in VRChat. That's sort of a dead thing now, but years ago it was popular, and I used to host werewolf in VRChat, and it got so, like, I guess, like, popular in the streaming side for VRChat that Rubber Ross, who I met around the time, he actually wanted to be a part of one of the games, and then he streamed it, and then he exported it as a video and put on Game Grumps. So I'm like, I don't know, not to inflate my ego, but that was pretty cool. I don't know, I'm in a Game Grumps video because I did VRChat werewolf. I don't know. People are like, whoa, that's cool. What the hell? They're like VR werewolf. So that was kind of cool. Yeah. Hey, his main OC is a demon too. You know that? He's a demon boy too.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I think we might wrap up in a few minutes here, unless we have 1 or 2 more questions. Anybody in the chat? Any questions for Mimi and I, or if you want to ask me another question, Mimi, it's up to you. Anything at all?
No, I can't think of anything else.
That's all right. Does Mimi stand on a campaign for finance reform? Don't answer that. It's a stupid question.
I don't understand.
Yeah, me neither. That's my response too. That's basically, it's a running joke. Jib in my chat every single day. He tries to talk about campaign finance reforms or funding or some bullshit, and I just say I don't care, dude. Like, come on, dude. I don't know what that has to do with me. But anyway, I guess we'll just. Oh, here we go. What is something you learned about yourself or your friends since you started using VR chat, or for both of you?
Something you learn about yourself or your friends. I don't think. I mean, I've met a lot of new people. For myself though, I don't know. I don't think I feel like I've learned anything new about myself. Like as I said before, like, you know, I've already figured out myself. You know, a long time ago. So,
I got something. So the answer to the other question that Sci-Fi Writer 1992 says, I'm new here, but is Forcible the dancer? Yes, if you look up Forcible VR on YouTube, you will find all the videos that I'm associating with YouTube it. But the answer to the other question, which is, what is something you learned about yourself or your friends since you started using VR chat? Don't judge a book by its cover, I think is the moral of the story there. I said it earlier where, you know, I came from a background of like toxicity and people just not caring about each other, to be honest. Call of Duty, Counter-Strike, Halo. And then when I started playing VR chat, it was definitely a culture shock to me, like a 180, because there's a lot more people that are open about themselves or like more, you know, want to hang out and you know, just, you know, honestly just good people. Like, and I was very taken aback by it because like I'm somebody who plays COD where people trash talk each other every 2 seconds, and then suddenly here's VR chat where people just want to have fun and hang out and like cuddle and head pats and stuff, and I'm like, what the heck? This is like completely different than what I'm used to. So I would say, yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't just look at somebody and be like, oh, they must be some degenerate. Oh my god, high enemy girl, they're probably lewd or something, you know? Like, no, like, don't judge people by their avatars, you know? Get to know them first.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I think on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. It's just shy of 2 hours. So I like to say, well, actually, I'll let you talk first. Is there anything that you would like to, any final words, statements, anything like, hey, I'm streaming tomorrow or whatever, anything that you want to mention, shout out?
I don't have any shout outs for myself, but I mean, you know, today it was very fun. Thank you so much for having me. It's been nice, you know, to chat and, yeah.
Thank you. I mean, it's short and sweet, you know? I'll do it for you. So, again, this is Mimi. Check her out. I think Dedigo will be posting her Twitch link in the chat. Check her out. Follow her. You know, give those Prime Gaming subs. You know how it is. You know, follow her on Twitter. All that good stuff. She's a role player. She's going to be doing some Kalos Road when Season 3 comes out, and also testing out some characters, non-canon nights and things like that. Check her. You stream in like the afternoons, I think, morning afternoons, things like that. So you'll see her around, and you know, she might be on some other people's streams and hanging out, having a fun time. But I'd like to say thank you so much, Mimi, for stopping by. I really do appreciate it, you know, to discuss about yourself. I think I learned some things about you today, about, you know, Kalos Road, your character. I'm really happy that, you know, you've been a part of the VRChat community for just over a year, and you have done, I would say, you have impacted a lot of people. I feel like you may not think it, but I think a lot of the viewers, a lot of the people in this community love your content, love you as a person. And we're really grateful to see you and to see it in all your things that you do, you know, and hopefully you'll make more amazing content and adventures. You know, we'll see what's the future holds for you, you know, doing variety, doing Half-Life Alyx, always amazing, bright things. I'm really happy for you. You know, again, congratulations on getting partnered. It's a big accomplishment for a lot of people. And I think Twitch chose correct in choosing you, and hopefully you have a good, I think you have a good head on your shoulders, and hopefully you'll be the star in the sky to inspire others to do just as good.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that was very sweet. Thank you.
Of course. I like to, give people compliments because I feel that there's a lot of hate in this world, and I feel that if I can just piece the world back together just a little bit with a compliment or two, maybe I'll make the world a better place.
You sure like spreading your load everywhere. Thanks, darling.
Yo, Major Blue, thanks so much for the 5 gift subs. Hell yeah. I think that's one of your people, right? You got your emotes.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Major, thank you so much. He's given 10 so far. I appreciate that, man. But like I said, go check her out. This is not my time. This is her time. Check her out. Go follow her on Twitch. Hopefully you guys enjoy this interview. It'll be on YouTube in the coming few days if you miss it, or watch the VOD. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Do you have any recommendations for who I should raid? If you don't, I could just pick someone from VRChat category or VTubers is usually my go-to. Also, after the raid, we'll take a photo because I like to do that just as like a remember thing, and then you're free to go. Or if you want to stick around for a few minutes, because I like to talk to my guests afterwards. It's up to you. But anyway, on task, any suggestions for raids?
I have none. I'm not sure who's usually streaming at this time of night.
All right, let me check it out. Can you put the camera not on me, because I'm just going to be looking like I'm floating and derping around. So let me check real quick here. Listen, just put it on Mimi, okay? She's the real content here. I'm just a loser. Alright, let's see who's streaming right now. Any final words, Mimi? You can say anything you want. I'm gonna end the stream in like 1 minute.
I mean, thank you so much, like everyone, like seriously, everyone who's like been like supportive, and everyone who's come, and
yeah, I'll get the photo
just to watch this interview. Everyone is amazing.
Yeah, I'll do the photo after this the raid, guys. Don't worry, I won't forget. But I'll say one last thing. Again, thank you, Mimi. But also this Thursday I have a Mute podcast, so check it out. It's gonna be with